How to have fun anytime, anywhere. Step 1. Go to ChumbaCasino.com.
ChumbaCasino.com. Got it.
Step 2. Collect your welcome bonus.
Come to Papa welcome bonus.
Step 3. Play hundreds of casino-style games for free.
That's a lot of games. All for free?
Step 4. Unleash your excitement.
Woohoo!
Chumba Casino has been delivering thrills for over a decade. So claim your free welcome bonus now and live the Chumba life. Visit ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Unlock your dream property with Meeks Realty Group, where Rich the Realtor makes real estate dreams a reality. Whether it's residential or commercial, we've got Charleston to Huntington covered. Your key to exceptional real estate experiences start here. Meeks Realty Group. Contact us at meeks.us.
The views and opinions expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of 580 WCHS, its employees, or WVRC Media. From the studios of WVRC Media, the country, the United States of America, the state, West Virginia, the city, Charleston. This is the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live. And your host.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
He's kind of a big deal.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
Dave Allen.
Hey folks, good Wednesday morning to you. Welcome to the show. Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly, hotline 304-345-5858. Tony Taylor text 304-935-5008. The Dave Allen Show comes to you from the Par-Mar Store studio. If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. We're brought to you by Thornhill Auto Group, including Thornhill Ford. Find the best in presidential savings all month long. Visit thornhillford.net and on the road to total savings, US 119 in Chapmanville. Phone calls to the show, a service of Bigly, Piggly, Wiggly. Texting services provided by West Virginia's finest men's store, Tony the Taylor, Virginia Street, Charleston. Visit bestmastertailor.com. Wednesday edition of the show. Big news, of course, around these parts is our Members Choice Federal Credit Union bucket drop for the flood victims going on as we speak on our lot, 1111 Virginia Street East in Charleston. Now, in addition to Members Choice, we're also working with Union Mission and the Charleston Dirty Birds to pull this off. Already had a lot of stuff dropped off. Thank you so much. And we started at 7 this morning. We've already had, and I've got the exact, I want to make sure I get the verbiage right. I got it in my notes over here somewhere. We had some folks from the, I think it's the Greater Charleston Home Builders Association that dropped off several pallets of stuff out there early this morning. Thank you to Steve Animal for kind of coordinating that and those folks as well.
He is good for something.
He is good for something other than just his rugged, sexy, good looks. But we're going to spend a lot of time actually talking about our event, which is happening until 6 o'clock tonight. Also, a little bit later on, I've got the folks from Celtic Calling, which is a big festival that kicks off today and runs through the weekend in Charleston. We'll speak to Ariana about that. And Senator Eric Tarr is here as well. That voice that you heard, though, is the voice of my frequent tag team partner,
yes, sir.
Rob Reel from our sister station, 96.1 KWS. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
All decked out in the Dirty Birds gear today.
I'm repping.
Go Birds.
I had to make sure I had it ready to go. I may or may not plan out what the hats are going to be on a given day over the course of, but I had to make sure that I had Dusty on my mind.
Dusty's on your mind. Okay. So, and for those that have not heard you on the air before, approximately how many hats do you have?
It's in the neighborhood of 600. It may be north of that now. So I do wear a different baseball cap every single day over the course of the year. There are a couple of bins of retired hats, but I still have enough that I can every single day. I have maybe a half dozen Dirty Birds at this point.
Wow.
Maybe. I'm always looking for more, though. So, if you Jill,
new merch drops soon.
I say
new merch drops.
If you ever want to, drop some stuff on my desk, I may or may not have a bone to pick on the hats. We did not get a Wheelers hat last summer. We got shirts,
right?
But we didn't get a Wheelers.
That other voice, by the way, is Jill Guerin of the Dirty Birds. So,
hi, everyone.
It's kind of hard to get a word in edgewise when you put Rob and I together. You realize that. No, it's all good. It's all good. So, Rob, how's it going out there so far?
As you mentioned, we've had a couple of truckloads. I'm always pleasantly surprised, but never shocked at the way West Virginians show up for West Virginians. So one lady showed up with an entire trunk full, back seats folded down and all that, of actual buckets for us. We're calling it the bucket drop because we're trying to put together kits for folks. So think of those round 5-gallon resealable, put the lid on them buckets. And then we want to fill them up with things like hygiene products, first aid items, household cleaners, gloves and masks and trash bags. Everything you can think of. Bleach is really important because, residue is going to lead to mold in these 13 counties that have been affected in southern West Virginia. And I think maybe most importantly, as much as we talk about giving folks a MacGuffin, and in this case, it was the bucket. We want to give you something tangible that you could give, that you could think about. But at the end of the day, cash and check donations to Union Mission are going to go the farthest because they have volume buying power, and that money can fill in the gaps. Once Jason and the folks get down there with the trucks and see what the needs are and how what we've got fills in, then we can start filling in the cracks and crevices with, we need to go buy this. We need to go get more of that.
Exactly. So, Rob, the people I was referring to earlier, the Home Builders Association of Greater Charleston, John Coppy, who's with the Builders First Source folks, donated a pallet of trash bags, and Wilford Haynes from Ferguson Enterprises a pallet of buckets and rags and other supplies to help. That's what we're talking about.
I've been a fan of John Coppy since he was John Original, so thank you, sir.
There you go.
Greatly appreciate it.
And those guys are great, by the way, for what they do. I've had them on my show several times with various things that they're doing in the community, and it's all about giving back. I mean, that's what this whole thing's about.
And West Virginians help West Virginians. It's that simple. And if you have been a part or not of one of our drop events, and I think maybe what I'm most proud of in the 2 years that I have been back is that I have created this SOP, this repeatable process, so people understand the loop through our parking lot 7 to 6, and hopefully they understand that a little or a lot, whatever you can give is going to be the right size. We have folks who may show up with like one jug of bleach because that they were at the store, they could afford one extra thing.
Yep.
That is as important to us as a pallet showing up. Because at the end of the day, your drop in the bucket, pardon the pun, is going to fill up fast when we all team up for one another.
All right, we'll let you get back out there.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you being here. Rob Reel from our sister station, 96.1 KWS. And if you're out there, Rob, if you could maybe around 9:50, just send me somebody in here. It could be you. If you want to bring Jason in, that'll be fine. Rob Reel from our sister station, 96.1 KWS. The Dave Allen Show and 580 Live, brought to you in part by Live Healthy West Virginia, presented by WVU Medicine. Live healthy with pressing health issues that they tackle: heart disease, diabetes, and more. It's a podcast offering insights into medical breakthroughs and preventative care, featuring WVU Medicine's expert physicians aimed at fostering healthier lifestyles in and beyond the great state of WV. It's a great resource. Check out the latest episodes, WVMetronews.com. Under the podcast menu, start your journey towards better health today. Jill Guerin from the Dirty Birds is with us, and you were able to survive the hurricane that is Rob and Dave when we get together.
Yes, it's always entertaining. It wakes me up a little bit more in the morning.
And we put Steve Animal with us. I mean, it's a totally different ballgame. Whitney Hunt is with us here from Federal Members Choice Federal Credit Union as well. Whitney, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. So, Jill, what made the Dirty Birds want to get involved in this?
I mean, look, we love partnering with anything community. We were reached out by a few community organizations, nonprofits that said, we need to help these flood victims. We need to help these counties in West Virginia. And we always want to hop on and help wherever we can. And obviously partnering with WVRC always makes it easier for us too. We just want to give back to the community as much as possible, whether it's financial or physical donations or just being able to help spread the word through our social media networks.
All right. And Whitney, the same question for you. Why did Members Choice decide to get involved in this? And first of all, let me give you a little commercial here. What exactly is Members Choice Federal Credit Union?
So Members Choice West Virginia Federal Credit Union is a credit union located at 201 Ohio Avenue in Charleston. They charter 19 different counties across the state of West Virginia. And really, when it comes to credit unions, I think the main thing that everybody knows about credit unions is it's about community. Mm-hmm. It's a non-for-profit organization. It's made up by its members. So once you have a share or an account within the credit union, you are a member of the credit union with voting rights. So it's just natural that our credit union focuses so much on community, because if it wasn't for our community, there wouldn't be a credit union. Right. So,
and this may be a little personal for you as well, because you got ties to that area down there.
Yeah, absolutely. I grew up in Monroe County, West Virginia originally, but I have family from McDowell County specifically. I have family in Yeager and Pineville. I have brothers that live in Wyoming County. So definitely a lot of direct ties down there.
All areas that were hit hard. We focus primarily on McDowell County and Mingo County, but again, I'm a Logan County guy. I've spent a lot of time. My family's from Wyoming County originally, so I know this area, and this is an area that gets hit hard a lot with this flooding. But I mean, Whitney, I had people that they've been on the show and they've been interviewed by other media outlets saying that in all their years, they've never seen devastation, specifically like what everybody harkens back to maybe 1977. That was a big flood down there, or maybe 63. Wyoming County was hit hard in the early 2000s, but nothing quite like this.
No, my grandmother is actually still in Yeager, and my brothers are in Wyoming County, and I was texting them like, hey, are you all safe? This was before the flooding happened. Are you all okay? Are you somewhere where you're out of the way? And just, it was a scary evening because I'm sitting at home in St. Albans. And,
there's not a whole lot you can do.
What help can I provide? So I think they're safe. They're good, but coming together afterwards to help our neighbors and help people who unfortunately lost a lot during that time is big.
And anything, we have on all of our social media, we have the list of everything that we're looking for. Again, Rob kind of came up with the name The Bucket Drive because we can fill those buckets with things. But look, anything people can give would be appreciated. If they can give, if you're at your local dollar store and you can afford one container of bleach, that's fine. You give us, some wash rag, whatever you can afford, and cash goes, because we're giving it all to Union Mission. The folks at Union Mission, by the way, and I want to have Jason on a little bit later on, they're out on the parking lot all day. They got here about 6:30 this morning to set up. So if you're thinking about donating and you're wondering, well, how exactly are they going to get this to the folks in need? Talk to Jason. I mean, they're out on the parking lot. They'll explain exactly how they're going to do it. And Jill, I also appreciate you because you provided some Dirty Birds stuff for us to give to select people, random people out on the parking lot. Talk about that a little bit.
Absolutely. Just a little bit of an incentive. So we have 2 family 4-pack giveaways for the 2025 season. That is good for any game, including opening day on May 2nd. So just a little incentive where maybe you drop off one gallon of bleach and you walk away with 4 Dirty Birds tickets.
And I want to give a big shout out to the folks at the local Chick-fil-A's here, Tom Minturn. Anytime that we are doing something like this, whether it's sock drop, turkey drop, whatever, they show up with like a handful of cards for us to give to people for free breakfast sandwiches and things of that nature. And plus they feed all of our volunteers here. So a big shout out to Tom Minturn and those folks. Jill, I appreciate as always you being here. Give me a quick commercial for the Dirty Birds. I've been talking about the festivities you have coming up here in a couple of weeks.
March 8th. So 2 Saturdays from now, it's our single game tickets go on sale. So we're celebrating that. Free inflatables on the field, free entry. Check out some discounted merch, discounted food, and of course, Dusty and some Dirty Birds players will be there for pictures and autographs as well.
And that's all free of charge.
All free, right? 12 to 6 on March 8th. The only thing, you got to pay for some food and some merch, but it is discounted.
If you want it. But just to get in and take advantage of the inflatables and so on and so forth, no charge whatsoever.
All that is free.
It's going to be a great season. I mean, Dirty Birds did pretty well last season. I mean, made it to the championship.
Yep, first time in the championship, and I think it was, 20 years, something like that? Yeah, right around 20 years. Yep.
Yeah, and this season's going to be even bigger and better, and we'll be spending a whole lot of time with you during the season, as we always do. We'll get Andy, and we'll get all the players and stuff in here as we get ready for opening day, because as I've been saying when I do your commercial every day, it can't get here soon enough with this winter that we've had here in West Virginia. I want to be at Go-Mart Ballpark.
Yep, I'm ready for some hot dogs and the crack of the back. Absolutely.
Right. Whitney, thank you so much for your organization, for being a part of this as well, because it's, just because you're a company here in the Kanawha Valley doesn't mean, or West Virginia, that you have to take part in things, but you guys and the Dirty Birds and all these folks I mentioned, that Chick-fil-A and all these people, they step up every time, and I really appreciate your guys' involvement as well.
It's our pleasure. Happy to do it.
And we'll be out on the parking lot again till 6 o'clock today. I don't know who all's out there now. Somebody sent me a text that I have Dirty Birds in the hall.
Oh, yeah. We got Dusty's going to be here soon.
Stephanie, one of our new employees here, sends me a text that I have Dirty Birds in the hall. I don't know exactly what that means. So they're going to be outside out on a lot, right?
Yep, we're going to have Dusty here for a little bit.
All right. And maybe we'll see how it works out. How long are you all going to be here?
Probably for another 2 hours, I'd say.
Okay, all right. So if you got some players around about 9:50, if you want to maybe circle back and see if we can maybe get one of them on the air at that time, because we're going to have a room full, and we don't have the big studio we used to have, but we're about to have it again here. They tell me in a couple of weeks. All right, we got to go. Jill from the Dirty Birds, Whitney, I appreciate you being here as well. Thanks a lot. We'll take a break. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, presented in part by Huston's Pizza. This month, get a large 18-inch pepperoni pizza and a pepperoni calzone, $21.99. Eat in, pick up, or get delivery. Find your closest Huston's at HustonsPizza.com. We'll take a break, and we're going to talk about Celtic Calling on the way next. Back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Are you a physical therapy assistant and looking for an opportunity in orthopedics, wellness, and athletic care? If so, Generations Physical Therapy is offering flexible work hours and an upbeat atmosphere. With 7 convenient locations, Generations may have a job designed for you. Visit generationspt.com.
Nobody does President's Day like Thornhill. Hey, it's Sydney, inviting you to Thornhill Ford Lincoln on the Thornhill Motor Mile, where you can find the best of the best in presidential savings. We're talking Benjamins. New 24 Ford Escape or Bronco Sport, available up to $6,500 off. 24 F-150 STX up to $8,000 off. 24 Expedition up to $14,000 off. You want it, and Thornhill has it. Plus, Thornhill's 10-year, 150,000-mile warranty with your new purchase. Visit us online at thornhillford.net and on the road to total savings, US 119 Chapmanville. All offers through Ford Motor Credit. See Thornhill for all details.
Injured? Call Morgan & Morgan. We'll always be here for the people, not the powerful. We'll always be here for you.
Office 222 Capitol Street, Charleston. Cases will be handled by West Virginia licensed attorneys. The attorney in this ad is not licensed in West Virginia. ForThePeople.com.
Thank you to our Hurricane High School broadcast boosters: Parmar Stores, Peyton Law Firm, Putnam County Bank, Vital Flow, Rivers Health, Putnam County CVB, and Generations Physical Therapy.
Banking is not just about numbers. It's about people. Are you connected? Without a community bank, your financial journey might feel lonely. And who will you turn to when life gets complicated? From checking accounts to loans, Poca Valley Bank has you covered. We are here to support you with personalized service and genuine care across our 8 locations. Poca Valley Bank, your community bank where relationships matter. Visit PocaValleyBank.com for more information. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC.
$9:23. I love radio when I get texts from coworkers who say I have dirty birds in the hall. The Dave Allen Show at 580 Live, brought to you in part by Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. If you're injured, visit forthepeople.com. Coming up a little bit later on the show, Senator Eric Tarr is going to join us to talk about Senate Bill 204, which could drastically change the way drug addiction is treated in the Mountain States. We're going to go live to the Capitol to talk to Senator Tarr about that a little bit later on. Plus, we'll be, again, checking in on the flood relief efforts on our parking lots, 1111 Virginia Street East here in Charleston. We're out there till 6 o'clock tonight, courtesy of Members' Choice Federal Credit Union, the Dirty Birds, and, of course, Union Mission. And I just looked out the window there during the break. We got a whole lot of folks out on the parking lot, so weather is going to be fantastic today. If you can come and join us during your lunch, you can join us for 5 minutes. We can take cash. We're looking for buckets, cleaning supplies, whatever. Complete list available on Dave Allen Radio on Facebook, and you can also check it out at Dave A70 on X. Biggly Piggly Wiggly hotline 304-345-5858. Tony Vitaylor text 304-935-5008. So a big event. And I guess it's been going on for several years now, actually kicks off today in Charleston and will run through the weekend. It's the Celtic Calling event. Ariana Kincaid, is it Ariana? Ariana, none of the above. Kincaid is with us to talk about it. Ariana, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So what is Celtic Calling? I've had Chris and some other folks on in the past to talk about it, but for those who may not know, what is the Celtic Calling?
It is a celebration of Celtic heritage in West Virginia and Appalachia. There are 7 Celtic nations, primarily the ones folks are most familiar with would be Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. And a lot of those folks settled here in West Virginia because it looked a lot like home, and we felt it was time to celebrate that. And so we've been doing that for 9 or 10 years now. This is our 9th celebration. And so it gets started this evening and goes through Sunday.
I think that's interesting that you bring that up because I'm not much of a historian, but I do read some stuff from time to time. And this area, as you said, was very similar to the homeland for a lot of these people when they came
Absolutely.
here. I mean, the right down to the terrain, the weather, and everything, right?
Mm-hmm. If you've been to the British Isles and seen Ireland or Scotland, you know that. I was struck the time that I've been over there that it does look so much like home, and I was struck so much like with homesickness. I was only gone for a few days, but that moment it was just amazing to see how much Ireland and Scotland looked like home, and I got it in that moment that this did look like a place that was very familiar. And if you're gonna be away from the people and love, you want to be on the land, So,
and not only did it look like it, but we have a lot of the same traits. The same. If get into the psychology aspect of it, and
sure.
We have a lot of those same traits. Talk about that a little bit. You're laughing about that, but am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. Digging in, being stubborn. Sure, yeah.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do.
Yeah.
And again, I'm kind of on this entire show today. I'm kind of wrapping it back around to our efforts out on the parking lot right there. This coming together of people
helping
that we've
one
already
another.
seen in our parking lot. That's right from our forefathers, man. I
Sure.
mean, is it not? That's what they did too. And this rugged individualism, as a certain radio talk show host used to say.
But also a sense of community that, having a clan with whom you were affiliated and who you were, you swore to help, you swore fealty to, and you were there for them no matter what. And that's what we do.
Talking about the Celtic Calling event, it's 9:28, the Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by your hometown baseball team, the Charleston Dirty Birds. Again, season kickoff party. You heard Jill talking about it. Go-Mart Ballpark, Saturday, March 8th, noon till 6. Season tickets available then, free admission, all sorts of giveaways, mini golf, inflatables for the kids, picks with Dusty, the mascot, and more. Visit dirtybirdsbaseball.com or check out the Dirty Birds Facebook page. All right, so talk about the things that are happening. I mean, you start this today and you go through the weekend. Give us some of the activities.
Well, this evening we start out with the movie Kneecap at the Florley Hark Cohen Cinema. It's $12 adults, $7 for students at 7:30, and that's an award-winning movie that was nominated for several BAFTA awards, which they just recently held, about a hip-hop group in Ireland that is bringing back interest in the Gaelic language in Ireland.
That's interesting, a hip-hop group.
Yes.
Bringing back interest in the Gaelic language.
Yes, in Northern Ireland, yeah.
Well, that's pretty good stuff right there.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and we've got a chance to see it this evening because of Celtic Calling, and we also have a lot of events at the library, and tomorrow the Charleston Rogues are kicking things off at the Short Story Brewing on Summer Street. We've got a lot of events and vendors Saturday at Slack Plaza downtown. Sunday, we have the Irish Road Bowling at Kanawha State Forest, and the playwriting contest. We perform those plays at 4:00 at Short Story. There's also a storytelling contest on Saturday. There's the Bastard Bearded Irishman playing at the Empty Glass on Saturday night. There's some painting. There's, Children's Story Walk and Make and Take Craft activities at Slack Plaza and at the library. Scottish attire pop-up shop at Roxy Cake Company. Just so many different things. A Kaylee at First Presby or Kanawha United Presbyterian Church with music by the Mudlarks. Just if you can't find something that interests you, you are not looking.
Then
hard
that's on you, as they say. If you can't
Exactly.
find anything to do during all this.
And a parade Saturday at 4.
And a parade Saturday at 4. And to top it all off, we got a parade. So again, this obviously, I mean, you start off with this idea, a few years ago to do this thing, and obviously in the world of promotions, things don't continue if they're not popular. People in Charleston must really, really dig this.
I think so. And it has grown every year. I think we've added something every year. Foot Mad has typically had Celtic-oriented concert that becomes one of our staples. It's like the cornerstone of the festival on Saturday night this year is the Jeremiahs, and the Jeremiahs are also going to be doing a workshop at the library on Saturday. We've really had a lot of buy-in from the local community and folks just wanting to be a big part of it. And I think not having had something that celebrated the Celtic heritage, the Scottish, the Irish, the Welsh in this area for so long, people are excited for it. It is just a couple weeks before St. Patrick's Day, but it really does celebrate the culture and not just the
maybe not just the commercialism.
Not just the commercialism.
Because, I mean, let's face it, everybody loves a good St. Patrick's party, but,
Sure,
St. Patrick's has become so commercialized, much like other holidays it has. And there's nothing wrong with that. Hey, like, I'm an ultimate capitalist. Let's make money when we can. I get that. However, this is more about the culture and not just a 2 or 3 hour, reason to get drunk and have green beer.
Right. And I love beer, the green, not so much.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a good time to celebrate those things, the other things that are great about St. Patrick's Day, not just the beer part.
Not if there's anything wrong with that.
Exactly. There will be
but
beer.
I would think that there is a lot of opportunities here, Ariana, for education. For the youngins, as we say in West Virginia, to look at these and say, this is where you come from. This is your people. This is our heritage.
Absolutely. And there are also some genealogy workshops. There's a group, the pop-up shop at Rock City with the tartans. That's a great time to learn why tartans are a thing. The fact that they were outlawed after the Jacobite uprising of 1745 because it was such it identified people with their areas in Scotland, and the British, the English didn't want that. They wanted to, keep them downtrodden. So they outlawed the tartans and they outlawed the bagpipes. And so looking at where your family came from with that Scottish heritage and knowing who your name, what clan your name was affiliated with, and being able to look at how they identified themselves is another educational activity that you could certainly stick around and learn about.
Before we let you go, I want to know about you. How did you get all this knowledge that you have? Is this just something that you've studied your whole life? Obviously, you're very passionate about it. I mean, talk about you for a little bit.
Well, Kincaid is a Scottish clan, and I have a cousin who is very into geology and Scottish history, and he taught me some of that a few years ago at Grandfather Mountain in North Carolina. We were there, and Clan Kincaid was the honored clan, and I got to meet our clan chief, who is Madam Arabella Kincaid, and she's a lovely woman, and it was just really fascinating to see all of that. And we were at Stirling Castle with Robert the Bruce and William Wallace, and learning all of these things about how far our family name goes back and how much it took to get to the United States and what it must have been like to have to leave. It's just really fascinating to see what motivates people to pick up and leave somewhere and start over somewhere else. And history is just, people's motivations are always really fascinating.
I agree. You have a text here for you. It says, is there a cost for the genealogy workshop?
Let me check. I don't believe so.
I need the Jeopardy theme here. She's looking.
Sorry.
That's all right. It's all right. Got to put you on the spot here, but hey, at least one person's listening, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There is.
We're looking.
We're looking. There's also a Celtic arms demonstration.
Where is the best place while you're looking, if you can multitask here? I'm sure you can. Where is the best place for people? Because you threw out a lot of information, website. I know you have a social media page and you have a Facebook page.
CelticCalling.org.
CelticCalling.org. And also it is on Facebook if you want to go on there and try to check it out.
5:30 p.m. at the main library, room 311A. It is free.
It is free.
It's called X Marks the Spot, using maps to build your ancestors' neighborhood and story. And that is at the library, the main library.
All right. Been a pleasure having you on the show. Looking forward to all the activities. Again, it all starts today, and we'll run through the weekend. And the weather's going to be great. Really shouldn't be great. I mean, if it's going to kind of go along with the theme, but it is. It is. Ariana Kincaid. I appreciate you being here. Thanks a lot.
Thanks so much for having me.
23 minutes away from 10. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Snap Fitness. Snap offers a wide array of professional wellness services, including customized personal training, licensed recovery experts, and a staff of dietitians. They have 5 convenient locations here in Charleston, also Hurricane, Winfield, Barbersville, and Milton. Visit snapfitness.com for more details. We'll take a break. Senator Eric Tarr is coming up next. Back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses bring first-class businesses to your community.
Nobody does President's Day like Thornhill. Hey, it's Sydney, inviting you to Thornhill Ford Lincoln on the Thornhill Motor Mile, where you can find the best of the best in presidential savings. We're talking Benjamins. New 24 Ford Escape or Bronco Sport, available up to $6,500 off. 24 F-150 STX, up to $8,000 off. 24 Expedition, up to $14,000 off. You want it, and Thornhill has it. Plus, Thornhill's 10-year, 150,000-mile warranty with your new purchase. Visit us online at thornhillford.net and on the road to total savings, US 119 Chapmanville. Qualify for all offers through Ford Motor Credit. See Thornhill for all details.
No matter where you are never far from a Parmar store. From gas to groceries and everything else you need, your local Parmar store has it. Sign up for the Parmar Rewards Card and download the Parmar Stores app for even more savings. With well over 230 stores in 6 states, you are never far from Parmar. Visit parmarstores.com and follow them on your favorite social media app. If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
I'm John Carruthers, the owner of Best Virginia Heating and Cooling. I'm born and raised right here in West Virginia. I've got 3 daughters, so I absolutely care who comes into my home. Every technician we send to your home has been drug tested and background checked. I guarantee the best client experience or your money back. We have the best team and the best processes built around a 5-star experience. Call Best Virginia today at 681-655-1214.
What if your high school junior or senior could graduate with a year of college already done? At Wynn Academy, they can. Students earn free college credits in nursing or advanced manufacturing while finishing high school, saving time and thousands in tuition. Spots are filling fast. Apply by March 4th at bridgevalley.edu/Wynn Academy. Wynn Academy, a year of college while in high school.
21 minutes away from 10. The A-Train, Anthony Hartman, our producer today. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Pinnacle Consultants. Their services involve developing comprehensive management plans to outline strategies for controlling and minimizing asbestos exposure. Perfect for commercial property owners and managers. Visit pinnaclecorp.net, because what you don't know can hurt you. We're going to spend a little bit more time talking about our flood relief efforts that are going on out on our parking lot, 1111 Virginia Street East here in Charleston, brought to you by the fine folks at Members Choice Federal Credit Union, the Charleston Dirty Birds, and Union Mission. And that kicked off at 7 this morning, goes till 6 o'clock this evening. We'll check back in with those folks coming up a little bit later on. But I want to welcome into the show now Senator Eric Tarr, who's not here, but he's in the belly of the beast at the Capitol. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Dave. How are you this morning?
Fine. Thank you for being here, and welcome back to the show. Before we get into what you're here to talk about, Senator, how's the session been so far?
You know, it's a little slower pace than what we've seen in previous years. I get that question a lot because, it says where we've had a third legislature switch over, and then we have a new governor's administration. There's a lot of people who are just learning the ropes, which I believe has kind of slowed the process down a little bit. Usually out of the Senate, by this point, we've probably passed anywhere between 25 and 40 bills. We're probably knocking on 10 bills, coming out of the Senate now. So it's just a little bit slower pace. Tends to be a little more legwork on the back end to go through things that were just kind of more automatic in the past. So.
I want to talk about a bill, Senator, that you sponsored, SB 204. It would make opioid treatment programs using, as best I understand it, on-site administration or the dispensing of substances, and in that, think methadone, things like that, make those illegal in the state of West Virginia. Why did you put your name on this bill as a sponsor, sir?
It's no secret where West Virginia stands as far as our addiction per capita and overdose per capita. We are the highest in the country at the number of people we have that are addicted to opioids in West Virginia or in the country. And then on the overdose, same thing. And the next closest state to us, which I believe is Tennessee, we double their rate. It's how far above it we are. In addition to that, the West Virginia's GDP, so if you take every dollar that's spent in West Virginia on anything, is a little over $80 billion. And there was a study back in 2016, and it's got worse since then. But about 10% of West Virginia's GDP went toward the drug problem that we have. And so it was over $8 billion a year in some form or fashion. There was a dollar spent to go after addiction. So what has happened in West Virginia over those years is that we have kind of thrown every possible thing you can at addiction to see if you could curb this. Now, nationally, there's been a curb down, but in West Virginia follows that trend nationally, so it's not anything that West Virginia has done specifically. But in spite of all that, our addiction rates have climbed for years. So one of the things that we've seen is that because of throwing all those funds at it, is that with West Virginia, in trying to solve the problem, has created an industry that thrives on the problem. And it's a profiteer. So as long as people stay addicted and they churn through these mills, you have these rehab facilities and you have treatment. And I'll put that, I'm using that term loosely, treatment facilities that are attracting people who would be addicted and hoping. There's no hope for cure. There's absolutely no intention for cure. It's just that they're going to run these people through until there's no money, and there's plenty of people waiting to take their spot, and they dump them on the streets of West Virginia and go. So one of the things that as we conquered pain clinics, which were part of what really got this thing started, because back in the 90s, that pain was considered a fifth indicator of things that you had to address, just like you address your blood pressure, your heart rate, and those type of things. You had to look at pain. And in doing so, Oxycontin, oxycodone, all that stuff became available. And then you had pain clinics thought, you know what, we can make money on this. And that's almost all they did. They just pushed that stuff and got a lot of people addicted. We squashed that a good while back. And so now what's taken that place are these standalone methadone clinics, which these standalone methadone clinics don't have wraparound services. They don't have the facilities there to treat you. What they do is they deal out methadone, which is just another narcotic. That has no intention of getting you off your addiction cycle. It just lowers it. It makes you a functional addict. And there's also, you can sell the methadone, so it's easily diverted. If you go to one of the methadone clinics, you can pay cash, get your methadone, turn around, meet somebody else out in the street and sell it. So it attracts a market to these centers. So in West Virginia, a few years back, we put a moratorium on them because we realized, hey man, these things are getting out of control. They were trying to pop up everywhere because they were so cash rich. A bunch of people from outside of West Virginia opening these businesses to keep churning this mill of people addicted. So what this does, this bill intends to outlaw standalone methadone clinics, and that's I think that's a good thing for West Virginia because what we are doing is not a service to a person who's addicted unless you're just wanting to continue to foster their addiction. So that's the intent of the bill. There's been a lot of on the short title of the bill is unfortunate, I think, other than I think it's actually brought it to people's attention and we get to have this discussion, is that the short title of the bill as it came out said, I think it's outlawing opioid treatment centers. Mm-hmm. But you have to look in the bill. So if you just go off that, you have a bunch of groups out there that, here's our opportunity to fight this. Senator Tarr is trying to outlaw all the treatments for addiction. And that's not the case.
Yeah, and I read through the bills. And again, we're talking with Senator Eric Tarr. I read the bill yesterday, and people can read it for themselves. It's SB 204. This is not outlawing treatment facilities such as you said, rehabilitation centers that are offering counseling and I think maybe a recovery point or something like that. This is not what this is intended to do, Senator. Am I right?
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, if you go down and you look at opioid treatment center, for this section of code, it's defined, and that definition is there to essentially define a methadone clinic. So we're trying to capture that. In the bill, there's opioid agonist and partial agonist, and a partial agonist would be something like Suboxone. And when we were first contemplating this bill, which this bill I think is a bill I ran last year as well, we wanted a discussion would come out to see how and where that's being used as well. Some of the things that as this industry continues to evolve, there's things that get past us as regulators, I guess, and as legislators, that sometimes this moves so fast that it's a problem before we ever start to know that there's a problem we need to address. That's happened with our peer recovery homes. They're another thing that is just dumping people from all over the country on the streets of West Virginia addicted, that we have to figure out how to get in and get a handle on. These type of businesses are part of what grows that spend on our opioid programs that is over 10% of our GDP, because it's so profitable, even if you don't produce results. And we have proven, and in a very large fashion, that our rehabilitation efforts in West Virginia are not bending the curve. So if it's not, then why do we continue to grow the spend on it? So we should be able to go back and look at the things that have obviously failed, things that actually sustain addiction, and eliminate those mistakes for having allowed it. And this is one of those mistakes, and I think the conversation needs to happen.
It's SB 204. Senator Eric Tarr, we'll be following it closely. I appreciate you being here. We'll talk again soon. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thanks, Dave. Okay,
Thank you. Senator Eric Tarr, 22 minutes away from 10. The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live, brought to you in part by Bridge Valley. Their Win Academy can provide free college credit in nursing and advanced manufacturing to students while they're still in high school. Visit bridgevalley.edu/Win Academy for more information. I think it's very important to point out, as Senator Tarr did there, that this SB 204 does not go after rehabilitation centers that are offering counseling, because anyone will tell you if you want to get off something, there's a big component. It's not just the physical aspect of getting off of it. There's the emotional, the psychological that goes with it too. And a lot of these facilities, not all, but a lot of these facilities, they pretty much give you your stuff and send you on your way. And that's not. I don't know. I'm not an expert in this field, but I don't know if that does anybody a heck of a lot of good. This is not going to touch your traditional rehabilitation centers should this pass. This is just going to be for these type of clinics, as best I understand it. It's SB 204. You can read it for yourself. We're going to take a break. We're going to go back to flood recovery, and plus we'll check in with Wilson and Meadows live at the Capitol. Back after this on the Voice of Charleston, WCHS.
Brought to you by the Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses. Eric J. Tarr Family Businesses want to thank you for shopping locally.
Nobody does President's Day like Thornhill. Hey, it's Sydney, inviting you to Thornhill Ford Lincoln on the Thornhill Motor Mile, where you can find the best of the best in presidential savings. We're talking Benjamins. New 24 Ford Escape or Bronco Sport, available up to $6,500 off. 24 F-150 STX, up to $8,000 off. 24 Expedition, up to $14,000 off. You want it, and Thornhill has it. Plus, Thornhill's 10-year, 150,000-mile warranty with your new purchase. Visit us online at thornhillford.net and on the road to total savings, US 119 Chapmanville. Qualify for all offers through Ford Motor Credit. See Thornhill for all details.
For your build or restoration, you can always count on us. Professional service and dedication, Charity's the name to trust. Saving you more, saving you time, providing quality building and design. Right on time, right on budget. Call on Charity Construction.
As retirement approaches, are you confident in your financial plan? At 4th Avenue Financial, they specialize in helping you to prepare for this important milestone. Whether you're concerned about income, investments, or leaving a legacy, John Burnett provides personalized strategies to ensure a secure and fulfilling retirement. Don't leave your future to chance. Trust 4th Avenue Financial to help you retire right with confidence. Your financial goals, their expert guidance. Visit them today at 4thavenuefinancial.com.
Securities offered through Jenny B. Co. Financial Incorporated. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through Jenny B. Co. Advisors Incorporated.
The start of a new year means even more savings at Walker Chevrolet in Nitro. Now, you're not going to find better deals on four-wheel drives anywhere in the Kanawha Valley this winter than at Walker Chevrolet. The lot at Walker is stacked with inventory right now to get you ready for that snowy West Virginia weather. From Silverado to Tahoe, Blazer, Equinox, Trailblazer, Colorado, man, Walker has got them all. And you know you're going to get the best deal possible on those 4x4s at Walker because Gene and Ryan built their business the old-fashioned way by making friends. There are no gimmicks or games here, just honest, fair deals. And if you've got an old car you want to get rid of, Walker is still buying cars too. All makes and models are welcome, and you're going to get paid top dollar for it, even if you plan to buy somewhere else. But don't wait until those winter weather advisories go up and you're stuck in the house. Get that new four-wheel drive truck or SUV today at Walker Chevrolet in the shadow of the Interstate Bridge, just off the Nitro exit of I-64. Walker Chevrolet, making friends one deal at a time.
Older adults should protect themselves against severe respiratory disease. Talk to your doctor about flu, COVID-19, and RSV vaccines. Risk less, do more. Get started at vaccines.gov. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Texas, Tarr and the governor are the reason we have the drug problem, and our state settled for pennies on the dollar and no one prosecuted from drug companies. Texas Dave, like your show, can you see if you can get Senator Capito on to take questions from the public? I can always try. Texas, no flood declaration yet. Food prices and gas prices keep going up. Stock market going down. People going to lose their Medicare. Kids to lose health care. Missing that old man yet. I think that is a reference to former President Biden. Texas Dave, gun owners need to call their representatives in Congress and tell them to stop Musk from checking on people that's purchasing guns and ammo, says a texter. Texas, for having a history of being oppressed, West Virginia seems like they haven't learned anything, and they keep repeating history, says a texter. The Institute for Taxation and Policy, says the texter, have an assessment of the GOP Trump tax policy. Anyone making over $360,000 a year will get a tax decrease. Anyone making less will not. Anyone making between $157,000 and $29,000 per year will see their taxes raised $610 to $1,500. So pretty much all West Virginians will have their federal taxes raised under Trump's plan, says the texter. Let's go back to our flood recovery efforts. Of course, on the parking lot, 1111 Virginia Street East in Charleston, brought to you by Members Choice Federal Credit Union, the Charleston Dirty Birds, and Union Mission. We're out there till 6 o'clock tonight collecting stuff, and I've got Troy McClung and Brian Roberts from Union Mission with me now. Gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
How's it going out there, guys? Brian, we'll start with you. How's it going?
It's going well. We've got a rather large truck out there, and it's getting rather full, so we need to keep it up. It's warming up today, so we're appreciative of everybody coming out and donating.
Yeah, and Troy, I tell you, I understand there is another truck, I've been told, coming this afternoon around 2 or 3 o'clock or so, and it's going to have even more stuff coming. But we don't want people to think with this that you got to back a truck up. We'll take that, but if you could, as Rob said earlier, if you're at your local dollar store, maybe run out on your lunch break or something, going to the post office, if you can give us a gallon of bleach, whatever you can afford, we'll take it.
Oh, it's awesome, yeah. And the fact the way you guys got this set up is perfect. People can just drive through real quickly. Don't even have to get out of their car. We were standing out there earlier today, and two ladies are out exercising. They stopped and she grabbed her wallet out of her pocket there and gave us some cash. So we'll take all of that. We can obviously, with our purchasing power, we can take cash and convert that into the products we need at a little bit better than retail price. But yeah, if people want to drive up and just hand us some cash, give us a bucket, give us a box of Kleenex, whatever we got. We'll take it.
We'll take it. And again, you guys at Union Mission are going to make sure that that's been distributed. I had when I had Jason on the show yesterday, he talked about that, and we've already got the contacts made with people down in McDowell County, Wyoming County, to make sure it gets to the people that need it, because these people are hurting, man. They really are.
Yeah, it's definitely a rough situation down there, and the fact that we do have communication with key contact points in these counties, then we can drive straight down there, unload, and come back and get another load if we need to. So we can keep serving as long as the need's there.
The Dave Allen Show on 580 Live is brought to you in part by Meeks Realty Group. Looking for experience you can trust? Rich the Realtor at Meeks is one of the area's premier agents specializing in both commercial and residential real estate. For expert guidance and proven results, call Meeks Realty Group. Contact Rich 304-932-7488 or email R. Klein, that's Klein with a K, at meeksrealtygroup.com. As I said, you couldn't ask for better weather. I mean, when we did the sock drop out here, man, Ashley in our office, as I mentioned this earlier, was kind of the one that helped us put this thing together. And she said we couldn't get people out there in the parking lot. Now, on a day like today, these people that are supposed to sit behind their cubicles and do sales and things of that nature, they all want to be outside today.
Exactly. Yeah, it's definitely a change from the last time. So
Yeah.
it's welcome, and hopefully it gets more people out and coming by and just be able to enjoy this beautiful weather today.
And I know that, Troy, I know you had a lot of the marketing for Union Mission. Talk about the overall mission of Union Mission. Either one of you can jump in here, but go ahead.
Yeah, so our tagline is, we feed people. So that's where the mission's 113 years old and has been serving the greater Charleston, central West Virginia area for that many years. It's just an incredible organization. It's been a real pleasure to work with them. But yeah, we have addiction recovery services. We have disaster recovery services like we're experiencing now, emergency relief. We have homeless opportunities there with our shelter downtown. So we serve men in that capacity. So it's just been a great organization. We look at adapting over the last century. We've adapted to what the West Virginia need is. Back in the day, we used to have a mattress factory. We dealt a lot with alcohol addiction. There was gambling addictions. It's just wherever the need was, Union Mission has always adapted to try to fit that need.
And this is another example of that because, again, I told the story yesterday. We were in our office upstairs and talking about what we could do about a week or so ago, and I get a text from Jason that just says, hey, what can we do? I'm like, okay, here we go. It's another great partnership between Union Mission and WVRC Media. And as I said, we're going to be out there on the parking lot until 6 o'clock tonight. And we are blessed here to have this facility that we have because people can literally drive through. They never have to get out of their car. I mean, you may want to get out of your car and stretch a little bit on a nice day like today, but you don't have to. And we've got a staff out there. All of our stations from V100 to CHS, The Mountain, KAZ, the Beats, all of us, all of our stations, KAZ, we're all out there. All the personalities or lack of, sometimes we'll be out there. We bring the sales weasels out there and make them do a little work too in the office people. It's a great chance to come hang out with us as if that's an incentive.
Yeah.
Plus, we are choosing people at random for giveaways from some station gear. I mentioned Tom Minturn at Chick-fil-A is providing lunch for us today, and every so often we'll just go grab a car and say, here, go get yourself a free chicken, I think it's a breakfast biscuit from the folks at Chick-fil-A. So we're doing that as well. The Dirty Birds are out there. As of right now, is Dusty still out there? Dusty, the mascot, is out there for the next couple of hours. I think some Dirty Bird players are out there on the parking lot as well. It's just a great partnership, and we appreciate you guys being a part of it as well. Now, I think it's time for you to get back outside now.
Yeah, we got to get back to work.
We appreciate you guys.
Jason's tough. I mean, he's really a tough guy to work for. So you better get back. And by the way, we're documenting a lot of this on social media. You can follow the Union Mission. We did a little Facebook video out there earlier. It's on the Union Mission Facebook page. All of our stations have information on our social media pages as well. So we appreciate you being here. Troy McClung and Brian Roberts from Union Mission. Thanks a lot, guys. Get it now. Now get back to work.
Thank you.
We'll do it.
All right. Text says, Shelly Capito taking questions on the show. Well, I mean, look, Senator Capito's always welcome on the show. She's been on the show many times. She's been on the show many, many times in the past. So anytime she wants to come on, if she wants to take questions or comments, she's always more than welcome. I do want to quickly remind you that we are presenting the 23rd Annual Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show presented by Can-Am. This coming Saturday and Sunday at Milan Park in Morgantown. Saturday hours 9 till 7, Sunday 9 till 4. Chris Lawrence will be there doing his Saturday morning show live. We'll talk about it tomorrow on the show with Rochelle and Kelly from the show. And you can learn more by visiting WVOutdoorsportsShow.com. All right, got to go. Dr. Marty Roth from University of Charleston will be on the show tomorrow. As I said, we'll talk about the hunting and fishing show, and Joe Stevens from Nitro. I will be out on the lot. I'm headed back out there now. We're there till 6 o'clock tonight. See you then. Until next time, have fun and love somebody.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? If you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. Choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.